Welcome. My name is Melissa Burka with Burka Yoga and Fitness. Today's yoga class, we're going to be focusing on back bending. So we're really going to be having these beautiful heart openers, stretching through the front side of the body and strengthening the back side of the body, which is kind of what we all need in this day and age. So we're going to start on our bellies. Today's practice, you're not going to really need any props, but if you have any kicking around, it's always good to have them just in case. So we'll start, like I said, on our stomach, and we're going to move through Cobra. I'm going to really go into depth on what this should look like and feel like in your body. So, laying on your stomach, allow your forehead to hit the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take the tops of the feet a little bit wider than hip width and really press the tops of the feet into the floor, so much so that the knees come off the floor. Then squeeze the glutes and ground the pelvis down. Think about the crown of the head getting longer. We're extending out through our spine, growing length through those vertebrae. From here, you squeeze your glutes, pull your navel to your spine, and lift your torso up without using the strength of your hands. We're solely working the strength of the back. Keep breathing here. You just go to your full potential. And then we'll relax back down. Bow the forehead to the mat, shake the hips side to side. We're going to do that 2 more times. And if it feels right, I want you to go up a little bit higher. Once again, legs are active. Tuck the tailbone down towards your heels. Pull the belly button in. And let's lift up into Cobra. Taking a deep breath in, looking forward. Using a little bit more of the strength in the arms now. There should never be any pinching in that low back. Should feel nice, long opening in the front side of the body. Slowly bring it back down to the mat. Once again, bowing the forehead to the mat. Shake your hips side to side. Preparing for our third, last Cobra. Engage the legs, glutes. Take a deep breath in and come into your full potential in the Cobra. However high your body wants to go, really think about shoulders down, chest pushing through, pushing forward to the front of your mat. If it feels okay on the neck, maybe take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing the glutes, lengthening up through the spine. And as you exhale, slowly curl it back down. Good. Now we're going to move into a prone eye lift. So essentially we're going to take the arms by our side, thumbs facing down, pinkies up to the ceiling. Bowing the head to the mat to start. Same thing with the legs. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. We're going to lift head, shoulders, arms. Really draw your shoulder blades down your back and together. Squeeze your mid back. Keep the core, abs engaged. See if you can come up a little higher. Really extend back out through your fingertips. And then relax back down. We're going to take the hands underneath the forehead like a little pillow. Maybe turn your cheek to one side and rock your hips side to side. Left to right. From here, we're going to come onto hands and knees. Tabletop position. Preparing for bird dog. Starting with the right arm, we're going to extend that arm right beside the ear. Left leg reaching out. Think about pressing out through the left heel. One long line in the body. Pull navel to the spine, push your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. And then we're going to bend into that left knee. Kick your heel up to the ceiling. Right hand, we're going to sweep it back behind us. Grab the outside pinky edge of the foot. Okay, this might be enough here, but if you want to move into that back bend, think about growing long in the spine, lifting up through the crown of the head, and start to kick your left foot back to the back of the room. Reach back, back, back. Start to open up the spine, open up the chest. Take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Slowly release your hand and foot. Bring them back down to the floor. Go ahead and shake that up side to side. Take a second on that. We'll switch. Bird dog on the other side. Start with the left arm reaching out, thumb facing the ceiling. Right leg extending back. Keeping the hips somewhat level here. Pressing back through that right heel. Once again, bend into that knee. Press the heel up to the ceiling. Left arm reaching back. Grab that outside edge of the foot. You can see here the shoulder really has a beautiful opening here as we start to push that foot back. Heart opener. So nice. Take a deep breath in. And gently release. Hand and knee back down to the floor. From here, we're going to move into child's pose. Take the knees a little bit wider. Toes touch. Hips back. Bowing the forehead to the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Finding a little bit more length through your spine as you crawl your fingers to the top of the mat. We're going to move into our sun salutations next. Press into the palms of the hands, up onto your knees, and your first downward dog, lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Just checking in with this first downward dog. Any movements that feel good, invite them in. I like to walk my dog. Dropping one heel as I bend the other knee. Breathe into that movement. Alright, you guys, step your toes forward, come into a forward fold. Bowing head towards your shins, look towards your belly button. Deep breath in, come up halfway lift. Really allow your heart to push forward, shoulders move down your back. As you exhale, fold into it. Inhale to rise, reach the arms overhead. Exhale. Mountain pose. Deep breath in, reach arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, step back into plank. Pull navel to spine, press your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Option, you can lower all the way down or lower down to your knees. Slowly bring it down. Deep breath in, little cobra. Just like we did in the beginning. Think about active legs, lengthening up through your spine. Curl yourself back down, gently press back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Let it go. Good. Take the right leg into the earth, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring that knee to your chest. Hover for a moment. Then take a nice big step between the thumbs. You're going to stay high on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, arms come up, high lunge. Take a gaze up towards your fingers. Sink into your lunge. Take those arms out to the side, cactus arms, 90 degrees at the elbows, and start to think about lengthening up out of the chest. Maybe a little back bend here. Looking up towards the ceiling, letting those elbows open wide. Deep breath in, reach arms up. Exhale, hands come down, step back into plank. Lower down, halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. What's working for your body today? If you're in upward facing, your hips are off the ground, you're balancing all your weight on the tops of the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it in between the hands. Again, high lunge. Bring the arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, like goal posts with the elbows. Bring them out to the side. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up through the chest. Exhale, keep bending back, looking towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, hands come down, step back into plank. All the way or halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathing here. Check in with that breath. One more. Very nice. We're going to come down onto the knees. We're going to move into Camel Ustrasana. So toes are tucked under, heels are up to the ceiling. I'm going to take my hands into my low back and just gently press my glutes downward. As I do that, I drive my hips forward. Now this is such a great way to learn how to do backbends because we need to focus on two things. Lengthening up out of that spine. Think about lifting up out of the chest. And then at the same time, pushing the hips forward, keeping the glutes engaged. And if we can balance those two movements out, we should be able to keep ourselves in a really safe back bend. So again, for this first one, let's try the hands on the low back. Gently driving those glutes down. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up. Lift up through the chest. And push the hips forward. And just go as far as that feels good in your own body. Deep breath in. Push it forward. Keep thinking about lengthening up out of that spine. One more breath. Good. We're going to untuck those toes. Sit the hips back. Downward dog, child's pose with our arms beside us. And just letting the back get really heavy here. Bowing your forehead to the mat. Good. We're going to come back up once more for Camel. Back onto the knees, toes tucked under. So this time, I'm going to try taking my hands to my heels. If this feels too much for you, you're starting to feel maybe a little pinchy in the low back. Step back, let's go back, hands on the low back. So I'll demonstrate this. I'm going to take my left hand, reach it up and back towards my heel. Tap, touch. Right hand, same thing. Reach back. I'm going to think about lengthening up out of the chest. Push the hips forward. Squeeze the glutes. I'm going to stay here for about 5 breaths. Breathing steady. Focusing on strengthening my backside and opening the front. Really beautiful to just breathe into this deep heart opener. One more. Now, if your hands are on your feet, just bring your hands to your hips. Engage the glutes. Slowly come back up to center and relax. We're going to take child's pose now. The knees wide, toes together, arms extending forward. Take one more breath here. We're going to move into a twist from the child's pose. So I'm going to take my right hand and thread it underneath my left arm, reaching out as far as I can go without moving my hips. Hopefully getting that shoulder to drop down. And now this left arm, we can keep it up overhead. And keep it on your low back for a little bit more of a twist. Or left hand on top of right, anchor your hands down and pull your shoulder blades back behind you, creating a little bit more of a deeper stretch into those rhomboids. Wherever you're at, breathe into the back side of the body. Two more breaths. Slowly unravel. Come back up. We'll take it over to the other side. Threading that left arm underneath right. Reach out as far as you can to get that full twist. Again, you have that option, keeping your arm overhead, palm to your low back, or stacking the hands, creating that anchoring sensation, and pulling your shoulder blades back. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Exhale a little bit longer here. Beauty. You're going to slowly unravel from that child's pose with the twist. We're going to come swing our legs around, take a seat. So we are going to do a reverse tabletop. Hands are going to come down beside the hips, extending the legs out. And I'm just going to show you first. Once I press down into my hands, push down into my heels, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. If you find this is too much on your shoulders, you can always modify with feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Here we are. Same action, just a little bit easier. So let's take it up. We're going to hold it here for about 15 seconds, breathing into the belly, really allowing the shoulders to open up, and think about squeezing the backside of the body, that posterior chain, working hamstrings, glutes, back. Slowly bring it back down. Good. Extend the legs. Reach the arms up overhead. See if you can feel the sits bones, the bony parts of your bum as you sit nice and tall here. Start to hinge forward, keeping your spine straight. See how far you can get without your spine rounding. And then when you kind of hit that threshold, let the arms drop. But keep your spine where it is. Take another deep breath in and think about from the center of your chest getting longer. Think of the crown of the head getting longer. And then finally allow everything to soften down towards your thighs. Breathing. From the soles of your feet all the way to the back of your neck. Breathe into that fascial tissue. Two more breaths. Keep your chin tucked towards your chest and slowly begin to stack the spine, vertebra on top of vertebra, until you come up to a neutral spine and take your head up very last. Take the right leg, slide the heel in, up and over that left. Good. Think about a really long spine here. We're going to take the left arm and hug it around that knee. Right hand behind you. Take a deep breath in. Find length in the spine. And as you exhale, take that twist, gazing past your right shoulder. Twists are one of the best ways to neutralize that spine after we do all the back bending, forward folding. It's really good to finish off with a nice deep twist. We're keeping our spines young. Take one more deep breath in here. Find length on the inhale. Exhale and twist a little bit more. Good. Bring it back through the center. Extend that right leg out. Slide the left leg in, up and over. Once again, find a little bit of length in the spine. Lengthen up through the chest. We're going to take that right arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. And then you can either hook it across your knee or hug it. Really just depends on your mobility today. Left hand behind you. Again, take a deep breath in, find length up through the spine. Exhale and twist, gazing past that left shoulder. Be aware of what's going on with that right foot. Sometimes it's in its own world, we forget about it, but make sure the toes are pointed up to the ceiling, it's active. Once again, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, soften into that twist. 2 more. Wringing out that spine. Last one. And then come out of that twist. A nice big rush of blood will come back into our spine. Stimulate everything. So good. Alright, so from here we're going to come down onto the floor. So I'm just going to scooch up the mat here. Set up for bridge. So feet are flat, about hip distance apart. I'm going to start with my hands by my side. Find a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So I tuck my tailbone down towards my heels. My low back will flatten from there. Take a deep breath in, brace and engage your abdominals, and lift the hips up. This lifting motion should come from your glutes, your hamstrings, but we never want to feel it in the low back. If you're starting to feel this in your low back, bring it back down and reset. Again, tailbone tucks under, your low back flattens, reaching your hips up. I'm going to take my hands underneath my back and interlace the fingers as I shimmy one shoulder under and then the other. Oh, bridge. It's one of the best back bends you can really do because it's gentle. Almost anybody can do it. We're working through the glutes, hamstrings, which always need a little bit of work. Always need a little bit more attention. And taking 3 more deep breaths here. Breathe into that belly. Exhale, embrace. Core, glutes. 1 more breath. Untangle my fingers, slowly let my spine come down like a thread of pearls. Really slow and gentle until I hit my tailbone. Good. Take a little break from there. We're going to do that 1 more time. We're going to give you the option to do a wheel. Wheel is the full expression of bridge, and we move into this really beautiful back bend. If you're new to it, you feel comfortable, give it a try, follow along. If you know you have any issues with your neck or your back, I might advise you to be very cautious with this one. So, same setup with the feet. I'm going to tailbone, tuck under, make sure my low back is flat, and lift up. So everybody at this point can come into a bridge position. If you want to follow into the wheel, join me now. I'm going to take my hands underneath my shoulders, elbows up to the ceiling. I'm going to firmly press my feet into the floor, press into my hands, and come up onto the top of my head. Just resting my head on the mat for now. And then from here, I'm going to press into my hands, lengthen up. We're strong in the legs, glutes, arms. And then I'm going to try to push my chest forward to the top of the mat, through my arms. Right? And then you can walk the feet in. Really lift up through those hips. Remembering to breathe wherever you are at. So good. If you're in wheel, you're going to slowly bring your head down, tuck the chin, curl the spine. Everyone curl down gently. Hug the knees into the chest, decompress. Feet to the floor. Good. So, windshield wiper those knees over to the left. Deep breath in. Bring your knees slowly back up through center, over to the right. Back up through center. We're going to take the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Grab to the inside of the leg. Grab the outside of the foot. Happy baby. We're going to take those feet, drive them down. Really anchor your tailbone. Gently press your knees open. Breathe into the body. Let yourself feel heavy here. With these last few moments of class, really connect with your breath. Observe the breath as it moves in and out through your nose. Just slowly bring one leg down and then the other, preparing for Shavasana. Couple options here. If you know your low back is giving you a little bit of grief, you can always keep your knees bent, let your knees fall towards one another, arms out to the side. Or come into the full Shavasana, legs extended. Wherever you're at, palms face the ceiling. Let the shoulders move down your back. Eyes are closed. Face is soft. Shavasana is for restoring the body, taking time to heal after all the work we've just done. Scan the body head to toe, any tension, soften into that area. We are coming to the close of the class, but stay in this Shavasana as long as you please. Take this time for yourself. Thank you guys for showing up today, taking my class. I will see you again next time. Namaste.